Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we had some internet issues. Apologies, guys. So we are partway through this reading. I have put in the description box below a link to part one for you. But if you'd rather just have a quick little summary, we had the World and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Because somebody's saying, I'm ready to end this friendship or end this relationship unless there's some like actual change in behavior. There's something here that has been really frustrating, a repeated behavior. It could be dishonesty, it could be non-committal energy, it could be somebody who flakes on the plans that they make with you. You're not feeling appreciated by this person, even though there is this Two of Cups energy, which again can be friendship. It does not need to be romantic. But it's like, hey, if you actually care about me, then show me. Otherwise, somebody is willing to let go of this in order to pursue less drama and have more stability in their life. So I just started with the Santa Muerte, and I don't think you all saw me draw the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse again, like that first duo. And then we have the Hermit in the reverse and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who's trying to decide whether or not they can make a change. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse behavior is the thing that is not fair, right? The thing that is causing issues. And the Hermit in the reverse tells me that this is something that this person has struggled with for a while, whether it's, being flaky or not necessarily always telling the truth. This is something that they're trying to talk with themselves about whether or not they can actually make this change. And they're reviewing their options. I think they know you're serious. Okay, so do I really want to lose this person, or is it worth it for me to, figure out what I need to do? Three of Cups in the reverse, Page of Swords in the reverse, Strength in the reverse. And I do feel like initially it is not a good conversation. I think there is some yelling, maybe some name calling, maybe some hurt feelings. And it's, I think, kind of decided early on by the King of Pentacles. Okay, well, I don't really feel like I can make that change. I don't really feel like I need to make that change. There's like stubborn energy. Like, I don't want to do that. They're defaulting to their normal energy and not really wanting to admit that maybe you're worth this investment in themselves and in your connection. Ace of Wands in the reverse, High Priestess, and Ten of Swords. Then they think about it for a little bit more. They, sleep on it, or they struggle to sleep because they're thinking about this. And they realize that this would be something that would be pretty difficult for them to get over. They don't want this to be ended. They don't want to lose the relationship or the friendship that they have with you. So it puts them on the spot, and they have to make that decision with not as much time as they would like, but they know they have to at least try to make things better with you because you are important to this person. Hello, Upper Echelon. Hello, Jasmina. How are we doing? We've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse, the Three of Wands in the reverse, and the Magician. Someone realizes, you know what? Maybe I haven't done anything about this because I just didn't want to. This Seven of Swords in the reverse feels to me like someone being honest with themselves, self-monitoring, self-awareness. You know what? Yeah, this person does deserve better. Maybe I have been a little bit like slacking in terms of how I show this person that they're important to me. Maybe there are things that I could do differently. You have pushed this person to really think about how they treat you and why they wanted you to accept that, level of disrespect. Eight of Swords in the reverse, Five of Pentacles. And they do believe that if they don't make this change, you are perfectly content to walk away. They see that you do respect yourself enough to have those boundaries. You've come out as the Queen of Swords. That's somebody who does have the ability to communicate directly and keep those boundaries in place. You may have already demonstrated to this person that you're capable of walking away. Maybe they've just seen that in terms of how you've handled a different friendship or relationship. But with the Knight of Cups, this is somebody who's really thinking about, you know what, maybe I need to do what's right. Maybe I need to apologize and find some way to approach this in a more respectful, loving way. Be a good friend or be a good partner. 10 of Cups, Star in the reverse, Hierophant in the reverse, and the Devil. I do feel like for some of you, this person is going to initially make the effort, tell you that they're going to do exactly what you've asked, and then they're going to pretty quickly go back to their old ways. The important thing for those of you where that happens is to stick to your guns and actually move forward with walking away from this person. If they don't deliver, if they just sweet talk you or make promises and then don't deliver, you're not going to see any change for them if they actually get away with it. If you're like, okay, well, we tried. So for some of you, this person doesn't change until another round. And some of you don't have the patience for that. Some of you are like, okay, well, that was your chance. I see how much I mean to you. So what am I really losing? It's kind of some tough negotiations, but it's because you feel like you deserve more respect than this person has shown you. This is the Truth Is. So we have soulmate and divine timing. You are connecting with a soulmate in the present, and everything will work when the universe sees fit. So for some of you, this person who needs to change is a soulmate. Remember, soulmates can be platonic as well. For others of you, walking away from this person is what brings about the divine timing in terms of being with somebody who is on your level, who does want to treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. So take it how it resonates. It's general reading, but you've got positive energy coming your way. I think because of how you've handled situations in the recent past, the lessons you've learned yourself, and the things that you've been willing to work on internally. Self-centered, preoccupied with the interests of self. Letting go, releasing relationship to focus on self. I got to be honest, I feel like for many of you, you're really hopeful that this is going to work out. You really want this person to continue to be your friend. You really want this person to be in your life romantically, but they need to go through an ego death. Pure and simple, if this person's going to be in your life and show you the respect and care that you deserve, they have to fall a little bit out of love with themselves, because right now it's like, I'm so great. Everything should just happen for me. They don't think about how you should be treated. They're thinking about whether or not you're good enough to be in their life. And that's kind of backwards right now, because you have been doing things to show that you care about this person. The energy that you're able to give to them is something that you could instead turn on yourself and be able to manifest more things. Just a little echoing here as far as the previous card, the Metamorphosis card, having a butterfly on it, and then your ability to let go of this relationship if someone is not willing to go through that metamorphosis. Are you willing to go through that ego death, or is your ego more important than this connection? That's up to you. Well, up to them, probably. This is the Path of Shadows. What else do we have? We have Jinn, Jinn. As magic unfolds, a risk as high will arise. Wishes will be granted, but beware the design. Lantern, guidance, illumination, and hope. So basically, what I feel is this Queen of Swords is going to have a happy connection, a happy or like trustworthy friendship. This connection that they have is either going to improve or be replaced, is what I'm getting at. And it's the fact that you stick to your boundaries or you're not willing to sacrifice or compromise on what you know you deserve. That's why you get what you know you deserve. But for some of you, it is not this person. It's dependent upon, they've got free will, right? It's dependent upon whether or not they choose to do right by you. Pumpkin patch, you will only taste the sour if you don't seek for the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. Do not waste your beautiful energy on somebody who does not appreciate it. If they wake up and realize that you are worth it and they are going to do this change, hallelujah, that's great, awesome, I appreciate it. If they don't, you are giving great energy, loving energy to somebody who doesn't seem to appreciate it the way they should. There are other people out there that would repay your kindness or give that energy back to you, and this person's not doing that. This is the Poe Tarot. Hello, AJ. How are you doing? Hello, Laura. How are we doing today? The Fool. There's no passion in nature so demonically impatient as that of him who, shuddering upon the edge of a precipice, thus meditates a plunge. Excuse me. That's weird. Usually there's two of them. Where are you hiding? This is somebody who is, I think, emboldened by the prospect of something new if this person is unwilling to address the things that need to be addressed. Looking forward to an opportunity to have less arguments, fewer, dramatic encounters. 8 of Candles or the 8 of Wands. 1, 2, 3, and away. There's an adventure awaiting you. You're going to have a pretty cool sidekick or partner, whatever it is. It's either this person because they get their ish together or it's somebody else. This is the Situations deck. What else? On the table, offer, proposal, commitment, racing, running, avoiding. So you make it clear to this person that you would like to be there for them. You would like to be a close friend or you would like to be their person, but you're willing to leave. You're willing to walk away if they're going to continue to avoid these issues or not address the things that you've been talking about. And your person has to decide, are they willing to take a risk, work on themselves in order to avoid losing you? Because you're content to go off on your own. You don't feel like you need to just give up on whatever you deem to be signs of respect, right? Things that make you want to continue a friendship or a relationship. You're thinking about the future. How long do I want to put up with somebody who's not going to show me respect or show me love? There could be, for some of you, some complications in this connection because of financial support. In other words, you may feel guilty removing yourself from this person's life because even though they have been a little bit toxic or unstable, they may be dependent upon you. You may feel guilty or they may kind of hold that over your head. But I think you also know that people earn certain places in your heart or in your bank account. Someone's not going to treat you right, if somebody's not going to take you seriously when you have conversations about how the relationship should go or what you expect from a friend, what do you owe them, really? Let's exclude any conversation about a child. That changes everything, right? But if this is you being in like a 3-month relationship with somebody and they expect you to pay for everything, but they're also being real toxic to you, like, what are you really getting out of that? Back scratches? Avocado toast? Boyfriend pants? I'm just curious. This person takes more than they give. And they don't like it when you like call attention to that. This is the Love Oracle. Hello, Jenny. How are you doing today? That's funny. Peace, balance, harmony, friendship, ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, and good time. So this is somebody who may be maturing at a slower rate than you. Whether it's romantic or platonic, this is somebody who is still chasing thrills, looking for a good time. And you're over here like, well, that's cool and all, but like I've matured a little bit. Like what I care about now is like security, making sure things are all right. I want to have a peaceful existence, and you're out here like wanting to like party. Maybe you've outgrown this person. We did have the nightlife card come out, which is, it can be a reference to drinking too much. So we've got somebody reaching their breaking point saying, I'm fed up. I don't want to deal with the same energy over and over again. You just disappear on me. For some of you, I'm getting this is a best friend who likes to go out and party with you. But once they get a little bit tipsy or a little bit drunk, they find someone to take home and they dip. And you're like, oh, hey, thanks for like letting me know. There's something here about sexual energy that causes problems. This could be someone who's maybe only comfortable falling back on physical attraction to people as opposed to talking about actual emotions, or they let their lust ruin what they have in terms of the friendship with you, breaking promises with you or abandoning you, things like that. And you're just not looking to deal with it anymore. What else do we have? Shattered, broken, heartbroken, and destroyed. There's one thing in particular this person did. I feel like timing of it was really important. I haven't thought about this in a long time, but I had a really important interview and I told someone not to like ruin my night before, basically. Which, like, if you have to make this like statement to like ask someone not to ruin your mood or not to like ruin your sleep or whatever, well, it doesn't matter. Like night ruined. It doesn't matter if you give people advance notice. Like, please don't like ruin my ability to sleep or like argue with me or whatever. My interview was ruined. And it's like you ask somebody to respect something that's important to you. Hey, I really need to get good sleep because I have an early morning at work. Or, hey, you know, I've got friends coming over. Could you make sure that like the kitchen's cleaned up after you make dinner? There's something here that you communicated like, hey, this is important to me. Could you please make sure that that's like taken care of or that's respected? And this person did not do that. So I feel like you have decided to place your hope in a different direction. If this isn't going to work, then maybe something else will. Hello, Jim. How are you? Hello, Voyager. All right. So there's something about your energy that draws people in. It's very welcoming and kind. So there's some understanding here between the two of you that if this doesn't work out, whether it's friendship or romantic, There are other people that would want to be in your energy. There are other people that are drawn to you. But the other person here who has not really done right by your friendship or relationship, they would struggle to find someone like you because they deploy dishonesty. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm talking about how they would miss you and then the missing you card would come out. So yeah, the loss would be theirs. So you're asking this person to have an open heart, to finally be vulnerable, to finally be open to change or healing, letting things, progress in a better way. Otherwise, you're okay with this being the last time. This is, where things end unless you can make this change. This is the Love Tarot. Most likely this will apply to the romantic storylines, but you can figure that one out. What else do we have? The future. I daydream about our future together, going on adventures and growing old together. I want it all. You're my favorite. You're the person I want to call when something good or bad happens. The first thought I have when I have news to share. You are my person. So this, I feel, is the Queen of Swords saying, I have, a great time with you. I care deeply about you. I want to involve you in things that happen in my life. Like, I want you to be there. But I feel like there's a but. You have to do a little bit more towards this, right? We have, you're mysterious. I can never seem to figure you out. Sometimes I feel like you're hiding something from me. I never really know where I stand with you. So communication is an issue. Finding myself. It was time I went within to find myself again. I need to figure out what I want out of life. I need space. So our Queen of Swords is saying, unless you can figure the, communication issue out or figure out why, you're always running away or flaking out on me, then I need to have some time to myself because things are not really going very well between the two of us. All right, this is the Tarot de la Nuit. What else do we have? Seven of Cups, Hierophant in the reverse, Knight of Wands in the reverse. So if you don't have the ability to be reliable, if you don't want to follow through on the plans that you make with me, or if you're not willing to plan for a future with me, then I have to reevaluate my options. I have to go back to the drawing board because I know what I want and I want it with you. But if you don't want that same, then, I've got to be honest with myself about that. So we have the King of Swords, Three of Swords in the reverse, and the Five of Cups. So the conversation from the Queen of Swords, who's also coming out as the King of Swords, is here's my truth. Here's what I need. Here's how I feel. I want to be able to work on things with you. I want us to be able to be friends or to be together long term. But this has to change or I don't see that long-term thing working out. Are you willing to work on that? Are you willing to actually put in work, or do we need to maybe part ways? The Five of Cups to me is I feel like you would regret it if you don't want to give it the old college try, but it's your choice, right? I can't make you I can't make you love me. I can't make you want to change. You either do or you don't. High Priestess in the reverse. Three of Pentacles and Death. High Priestess in the reverse is secretive energy. We had that elusive card, dishonesty, deception, trickery. That's what this High Priestess in the reverse is. If you're going to approach the connection with honesty and stop with the tricks, then we can find a way to Three of Pentacles it. We can find a way to like still hang out. We can still be together. We can talk about a future. But if you're not willing to address those things, then it's going to be curtains. It's going to be the end. Death can also be about transformation. So it transforms or it ends, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you for the likes and subscribes. And I'll see you in the next reading. Doodles.